The Prime Minister is facing new pressure to act on Quebec's secularism law after a teacher lost her job for wearing hijab. Hundreds of people in Kelsey, Quebec are protesting the decision and Bill 21, which bans some government workers from wearing religious symbols. Joining us now is Amira El-Gawabi. She is the Director of Programs and Outreach at the Canadian Race Relations Foundation. Welcome to your morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie.
Right now, there is an ongoing court challenge to Bill 21. The Prime Minister said he opposes the bill, but he's not going to step in because it's a provincial matter. And Conservative leader Erin O'Toole also says this should be a provincial debate. What action would you like to see from the federal government?
Well, I think it's clear that Bill 21 infringes on the rights of Quebecers and our fellow Canadians. And we do in this country have not only a Charter of Rights and Freedoms that should apply to every single person in this country, but also in Quebec there are human rights rules there that really do protect the freedom of expression, the freedom of religion, cornerstones of our democracy. And so I think it's really important and imperative that all the political leaders unite to say this bill goes against the very human rights that we all cherish in this country, and that we have to be very clear. And what we're hearing is that Quebecers themselves, as you've seen with that protest in Chelsea, are starting to understand the real ramifications of this bill on people's lives, people like you and me who expect to contribute positively to society without having to be told what to wear, what not to wear.
The grade 3 teacher, Fatima Anvari, who was removed from her job because of wearing hijab, has been making national headlines. But your work is in race relations. So how many others do you see who are affected by this bill in similar ways?
Right. So Bill 21 impacts on various religious minority communities in Quebec. We're talking about Jewish communities, Sikh communities, Muslim communities. And in fact, what we have heard since the beginning of the introduction of this bill in 2019 is that many folks are saying, you know what, we're really struggling to be able to practice our faith and work in professions that we love, like teaching, like the legal profession, policing. And so we've actually seen people like Amrit Kaur, a member of the Sikh community, move and leave Quebec and go to BC, where she can pursue her teaching profession. We've seen young people saying, I can't even imagine wanting to do the things that I was hoping to do as a young person. I wanted to be a teacher or a police officer. And now in this country, I don't have the same rights as other fellow Quebecers to do just that. So it really is harming the inclusion, the integration that we really pride ourselves here in Canada as being really good at. And I think it's really important. And what we're going to see is the challenge to this bill is going to get to the Supreme Court of Canada, and it's going to be clear that it was not right for the notwithstanding clause to be used to override people's human rights. That should not have been the intention of that clause, and it's really critical that we see people of all backgrounds be treated equally and with the same dignity that they should be afforded.
Quebec's Premier Francois Legault insists this law is not discriminatory, and he says, in fact, the teacher should never have been hired because the bill became law in 2019. And here's his quote: "Quebec has made the choice of secularism, and it must be respected." What's your reaction to the teacher's choice to wear her hijab regardless of the law?
Well, I think that there was some confusion around the law initially because a court judge in Quebec had said that English school boards could be exempt from having to implement Bill 21 due to their minority status. So there was some changes around the way that different school boards were able to implement this law. So I don't think it's fair of the Premier to, blame someone who is simply exercising her freedom of religion. And the school board had made what they had thought at the time was a reasonable decision to hire her. And I think at the bottom line of all of this is that there are students right now who want their teacher back, and there's a teacher shortage in Quebec, and there's no reason that Miss Anvari shouldn't be right there in the front of the classroom taking care of those kids.
Amira El-Gawabi, great to have your insights on this. And as you mentioned, she was a much beloved teacher. We'll wait to see where this story goes. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.